Is this the first fall that you've done special teams coordinator, correct, for Montana State?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So last year, me and Coach Reisinger co-coordinated it. So I did punt and kickoff return last year, but this is the first season doing all of them.
How's that going so far?
It's going good. We have a good culture of special teams here. That started long before I got here with Coach Choate and Coach Robertson. And, so the culture around here was already a really, really good special teams culture. And our guys care about it. A lot of our, walk-on Montana kids, that's how they got their start. When you think about the two guys that are playing for the Rams right now, both of them got their start on special teams here. So really, really proud to have the opportunity to do it. And it's a great place to do it because you have a bunch of kids that are dedicated to it.
Well, then speaking of special teams, Tommy getting a scholarship today, I mean, just talk about, special teams I don't think gets enough love as it does sometimes, but to have a kid like that work day in and day out and then earn a scholarship today, I mean.
Yeah, just really proud of him. I mean, he certainly has earned it. Had a phenomenal season last year and has had a great camp up to this point. Like you kind of alluded to, it's one of those positions that you just really don't want to hear about much because if you're hearing about it, something bad probably happened. But really, really proud of him and all the hard work that he's put in for that to pay off with an athletic scholarship is just tremendous.
Who are some of those guys on special teams that are really sticking out in fall camp?
Yeah, I mean one of the other guys that went on scholarship today was Jory Choate, and he's doing a great job for us on special teams, and that's one of the main reasons why he was rewarded today. And we have guys like Jahari Martin has been really, really good. RJ Fitzgerald is always a really, really good special teams player, but a lot of our starters on offense and defense, they know the value of it too. So they're bugging me. They're knocking down the door to try to get on at least one or two teams. But those are a few of the guys that have stood up to this point. So.
What's the challenge of coaching someone like Tommy? I don't know if you or somebody else on the team has long snaps. Is anybody on the team able to kind of teach him technique at all, or is he?
Yeah, I'm not going to claim any coaching of Tommy at all. I think Coach Vegan does a great job of handling those guys. He meets with our specialists. The best thing for me is to not talk to them, to not have conversations with them, and really just in certain kick situations ask them what they would like to do, what they're comfortable doing. But for Tommy specifically, no, he knows way more about snapping than I'll ever know. So it's more about just him feeling comfortable with the schemes and what we're trying to get done, specifically with punt, and then letting him kind of go out there and do his thing.
It's got to be weird compared to wide receivers, and because you probably know that position a little bit more, but with kickers and snappers, I mean, that's the technique, I guess, at least, is something that probably few of any of the coaches kind of have experience with, right?
Yeah, I think it's such a unique thing in the game, but it is a big thing. I think it's often overlooked, and that's why it was such a huge part of building the program up here, was trying to be able to create a culture where you valued those hidden yardage, you valued those 30 to 40 snaps. If you look around the country, the top teams in the country are really, really good on special teams. It's no secret why, Coach Haug does a great job over at Montana with their special teams and how big of a factor it can be in a football game. We saw it last year with them. So we value it here. Coach Vegan does a great job of giving us the meeting time and the practice time to make sure that we can be detailed with everything we're trying to get done. And then all of our coaches have a role on special teams. They're coaching positions on all of our units. So it's a collaborative effort and a group effort, and that's what it's going to take for it to be successful on Saturdays.
Well, and you mentioned him earlier, and we talked about him last week, but Lance having another good game. I mean, what was your reaction this latest game?
Yeah, again, I'm just so proud of him. My conversations with him, we really talk in terms of what we can do, what he can do to get his next opportunity. And so he knows by going out and performing and doing, controlling the things he can control, that he can put himself in a position to make it tough on them at the end. Specifically to his last performance, I thought he just showed way more of what he's really capable of, which is some of that route running. It wasn't just these throw it up sideline passes. It was actually him working in one-on-one situations and showing that he's more than just a one-trick pony, that he has the skill sets to be able to do it all over the field for them.
Yeah, first catch was Stingley right there.
Right.
It was kind of like an eye-opener, I'm sure. And were you watching the game, I guess?
I was, yeah.
Okay.
And I think you just see his confidence, and that's what happened with him here. It was just a matter of, having belief in himself, and I think ultimately that's what led to his success. It's not like any one coach taught Lance how to play receiver. He's had a bunch of great coaches here. I think it was just more him maturing and figuring out that he could do it, and then really taking it from there and running with every opportunity, and that's what he's doing right now.
Talking about your wide receiver group, Coach, who's been sticking out to you during fall camp, and what new faces do you think we'll be seeing throughout the season kind of step up?
Yeah, kind of our starters all did a really, really nice job. We have more competition in our room this year, which has really helped. But, between Ravi, Willie, and CT, really, really happy with the performances through fall camp. Aiden Garrigan's a guy that's really stepped up from a season ago. Really, really happy with the progress that he's made. A large part of that's been him transforming his body in the weight room with Coach Herron. Really, really excited for Taco Dowler. I mean, he's a guy that's come in and you're not really sure what you're going to get out of a freshman. And his production through the first 16 practices has been awesome. Had a great scrimmage the other day. And then Marquis Johnson, a transfer from Sac State, has done a really, really good job for us, specifically on special teams, but then, kind of being a jet sweep, kind of a vertical shot type of a player. So really happy with our room, and we just have more competition. So it's made it to where there's no days off. You got to show up.
You had that tweet with Tommy Mellott running around the field last year, and that was like the moment you realized, kind of he was like, or saw how special he was. I guess could you speak to being up there and seeing Tommy Mellott, running around?
Yeah, I got to spend a lot of time with Tommy the previous year, the COVID year. I was his position coach for that season, so I got to know him really well and kind of knew that his makeup was going to be that. It was just a matter of finding the right position for him. And so the development for him with the transition to Coach Vegan and Coach Housewright as offensive coordinator and his position coach, it just took a little bit of time. But over the course of that season, Tommy started several games at wide receiver. Tommy started on 4 special teams throughout the course of the year. So I think everybody in the locker room already had a level of respect for him. It was just a matter of him getting the opportunity that he needed, and he got that. Really, it was in the Idaho game. He got those opportunities. He showed that he was capable, and you felt the team starting to rally behind him. And so, yeah, when I tweeted that out, it was more just I'm just so proud of him, and I think we often forget they're 18 to 23-year-old young men, and they put a lot into this. And Tommy's a guy that sets an example, in every area, off the field, in the community. And so for him to be able to bring it out here on the field and set the example for the rest of these guys and be an in-state kid is something that you as a coach just really, really want. And so he's done a tremendous job. I'm excited for him. He's going to have a great